we're back again. Many of you have probably already seen the column in, I think it was in kit planes we did with the propeller flying off, and it also ran in sport aviation. This was the airplane we showed you back in, I think it was January, seems like a very long time ago. We finally got a new engine from Twin Aircraft Engines. Shouldn't say new, but they tore it down and actually did overhaul the engine completely. So this is all basically looks new, and we fixed a lot of the problems that we pointed out to you last time. If you take a look down here, we've got proper engine controls now to tied to the engine as opposed to the mount the way they were last time. Nice use of torque seal there, Nick, on everything. So we've got good movement, full throttle now, and mixture all the way forward and aft like they should be. We look at the rest of the engine here. We've got a new alternator belt on here, new spark plug wires, P-mags, the service bulletins have been done. And then throughout the rest of the airplane, coming around the side over here, nice job on cutting these out, Nick. We're going to Pro Seal in some fresh air vents. As we mentioned last time, the aircraft had no supply of fresh air. We've got vents now on each side. We're going to seal off this intake that was used for heat from the back of the firewall. That's a big no-no. Good source of carbon monoxide poisoning. So hopefully within the next day or so, we'll be ready to run this engine and give it back to the customer who's been anxiously waiting. If you remember, he managed to just get this all the way back from California when disaster struck. So his brand new toy's not been able to fly it now for almost 5 months. So hopefully this weekend you'll have it. One other thing that if you remember when we talked about when the propeller fell off and the guys had to immediately try and land this thing, and brakes failed. So the reason for the brake failure on the left side was a cracked flare at the caliper. So the brake pads were soaked through, so those have been replaced. The flare's been fixed, so now we got to go ahead and bleed the brake system. By the way, the brake system was empty on that side as well, since the fluid had all leaked out. So one other thing we forgot to tell all of you, and this one is pretty serious, and we're seeing way too many of these. I don't know if you can get a good zoom in, Nick, but this has to do with RTV or even Teflon tape that's put on fuel fittings. You can see the potential for fuel line obstruction here. There's actually already been a documented fatal crash, RV10, because of sealant on the fuel fitting. So please stop doing this. No sealant on fuel fittings except Teflon thread sealant, that's the paste. You can use that stuff. You don't need them on these. These go on the fuel pump because they have an O-ring. You could put some oil, just dab your finger with some oil or some Dow 4 on that O-ring before you put them in so they stay nice and lubricated and don't dry out. No other sealant. So for those of you who have balanced your propeller and you're enjoying that nice smooth flight, and then you're wondering, boy, it just doesn't feel quite the way it used to, sometimes it's worth popping the spinner off and seeing what's changed. We got some friendly visitors here, some mud dauber nests. 3 in this one, and it looks like a couple broke away. So that'll definitely change the balance.